And people think there's a lot of money in what you do.
Yeah.
How much of your own money have you used to develop this choir to what it is today?
I can't say it. I don't know. I don't even want to know it.
But it's a lot, no?
Yeah, it is.
Millions?
Yes.
Oh my God. Millions? Did City of Joburg, City of Tshwane sponsor you, the choir?
No, City of Tshwane did not, but promised us. They let us sign a memorandum of understanding. And then after that, I think it's politics.
But why would then the band leave Bonke at the same time? You say, I know we are going.
It's the band knows why that had nothing to do with their promises.
Did they want more money?
No, it's not about the money. In actual fact, in my company right now, I operate with my ex-employees are now own their own company operating in my own office. So when you join Tshwane, you are there for the period of the contract. We either renew your contract or not renew your contract. But it's a development platform. Komot, you know me. How can I claim to want to develop somebody and then you say, then I don't want that person to go? Then that's the same person. I was taking him to platform by platform. Then say that I don't know. But anyway, what was my benefit out of that? I never had any benefit. I think education is very important, Yasmin. Yeah, because if I work at Port, I used to drive a company car.
Yeah,
I wasn't being paid. If I have to see a client in Pulukwane, then I will be paid. It's a maybe I'm getting lost. So I'm saying the education and the knowledge of how the industry work outside there. Maybe there are certain expectations that people have, but they then have to communicate to say, you see me now, this is how I work, so that we can then tailor-make you and understand and this is how you work.
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for joining us once again on the Gospel Reality Podcast. I'm your friend, your uncle, your nephew, Brato. And today I have a man I met when I was still new in the industry who gave me a big chance, but we're going to talk about it later. But before we go into the conversation, our song of the week today is Ntokozo Mbambo, God Still featuring Mabongi. There's a nice combination about Mabongi and Ntokozo Mbambo. I remember in 2015, Ntokozo Mbambo featured Mabongi in, again that song? Thank You, Lord. Thank You, Lord. When she recorded her DVD in that arena, 14th Avenue. Beautiful, beautiful. I think the two deserves what do you call it, Bonzo? A DVD together, ne? I think that would be beautiful. So, Ntokozo Mbambo, beautiful music. We are seeing you, my sister. But without any further ado, today I've got the founder, the vision bearer of Tshwane Gospel Choir, Bheki Langa. Bheki Langa.
Hi, how are you, Bob?
I'm good, and how are you?
No, I'm great. Yes.
No, I know you're not a person who speaks too much. I brought you here to speak.
Yeah, I know you are lucky to get me here. Yeah,
I'm very, very lucky.
I'm a very camera shy Bashonjan.
I know.
And secondly, I'm not a person who want to be in the front. I work better at the back.
At the back, ne?
Yes.
No. I know this. You know, when I was checking on YouTube, like my interviews, I work like this. No, I'm like, hey, this man, where does he live, Gandhi? With a big choir like Tshwane Gospel Choir, you must have done a lot of interviews.
Maybe it's because I understand Uguti, the platform is not about me. It's about the people that I created for. So I think I always say that this is for me, for them, not for me.
Ne?
Yeah. So when you just push me, I just do it if you really say we want to. But in every opportunity, I take either one of them or two of them to utilize that.
Yeah, but I think your story must be told. So I think this is important, and I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Before we get into it, Bheki Langa, you know, everyone calls you Bheki Langa. Yeah. Nami, I've always called you Bablang. But you look so young, man. Who cares a hand, Bob?
I don't know. There was once this white guy asked me that, is that your name, Bablanga? And asked me why people, and then I asked him one question, why are you calling me Bablang? And he said, because I realized everyone was calling you Bablang. But I think it's maybe how people, they see me on their life. And I've learned maybe also how I see others. But when I see somebody, I see if he's in the age of me, I see him as a brother. If he's older than me, I see him as a father. If he's younger than me, I see him as my child. Your child. Yes.
So are you willing to tell us how old you are? I've been checking. I don't see.
Yes. No. It's not a secret. I'm close. I'm closer to pension than
never.
Yeah, never. I'm already past the early pension. I'm 56.
Oh no, 50. Early pension is 60.
No, it's 55.
Really?
Yes.
Oh, I don't know. Pension as he has.
Yes.
And Mr. Bheki Langa, he's an engineer by profession, right?
Yeah.
He used to work for BMW, no?
I've worked actually all the big manufacturers, Ford, BMW, VW, Land Rover.
As what?
As some I was technician, some I was an engineer. At BMW, I was a development engineer.
Yeah.
At Ford, I was a field service engineer. At VW, I was a technician.
Yeah.
So I've worked across to.
Really?
Yeah. I'm actually one of the first to occupy a development department at BMW.
The one at Roseland, eh?
Yes, at the plant. Yeah.
Sure. So when you started Beganani, you had all this information.
Yes.
Oh,
yes.
That's why your company is successful.
Not real, but yes, experience count.
No experience.
Yeah, experience count. What you go through, and you learn. You make mistakes there, you correct it, and that's how it's been in my life. I've learned, I've corrected my mistake. Yeah, even today I'm still learning. I learn. I mean, I'm a person who learn even from anyone.
Yeah.
I listen to a young child, and always when I listen, I learn something from.
I see. No. This man is a successful businessman, and we won't waste time today. We're going to go straight into it because I've been hearing him downstairs. His phone has been ringing. So I want to tell people how I met you, right?
Yeah.
So I met Bablanga 2010, I think.
Yeah.
Back in Pretoria. 2010 or 2009, I can't remember.
2009.
2009,
Yes.
But I was doing the Brenda Fassie musical at the State Theatre, and I was the lighting guy there. And then after the show, he said, I need to meet the person who did the lighting here. And you came and you found me. Hey, Bab, I saw your lighting. Me and you must work together. And I hear that a lot. Yeah. And then you called me. No, let's say this is what I'm doing. And fortunately, your choir came to rehearse at my church.
Yes.
And I was still in Pretoria.
Yeah.
And that's me and you started talking. And I must say, you gave me the first opportunity of such a big project.
Yeah.
What's in that? I'm giving it to you. Is it serious? Yes. And unfortunately, our first project didn't go well.
Yeah.
Actually, our first and second project.
Yeah.
Because of the time we had.
Yeah.
So, I was all the time. So I was saying this just to give people a background because you had also said, almost, why do I hate you? I said, but Bablang, I don't hate you. I've got the biggest respect for you.
Yeah.
You gave me an opportunity when I was still very young in the industry. And now I'm here. And I just wanted to also tell you that, no, I actually respect you dearly. But when somebody comes here and talks, but that's the experience, I can't filter or say anything.
Yes, that's true. I do understand that.
Yeah.
I'm also have those experience where sometimes you ask a person, you get what you don't want out of that person, and he will go on and say 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I remember very well that you were the first person that I worked with.
Yes.
And I was learning in the industry, and I think I'm better now than I was in the past. And sometimes when you learn, sometimes you make mistake because you don't know when to take a decision or not to take a decision. Yeah.
I think our biggest issue, both times when I did both your DVDs, we said no, we need a day before at least to set up. No, don't worry, I'll give you 2 days. Cool, even better. Every time we get to the venue, sorry, we don't have a day before. The first time was an orchestra playing at Pretoria. We waited for them to finish, take out their things, then we loaded. Oh, sasebenza. The same thing happens. It was Tanya Swamazwai performing. We had to wait for them to clear that. Oh my goodness. I feel like me and you have had bad experiences. But that time, like, I'm hoping for the third time. So, So, Ubaba Langa, guys, runs a choir. Besides the heavy businesses he's got, he runs a choir called Tshwane Gospel Choir. I must say, one of my favorite choirs to date. But engineer, why choir?
I get that question a lot, and people ask me, even can you sing? And then I'll tell them, no, I can't sing. But it's about keeping a commitment. When I was young, coming from the background where I come from, very poor, I experienced a life where, like I had nothing. My family had nothing. And I remember at one stage I was sleeping on the horse stable, this way. And people would not know that I wake up and I wash nicely, I go to work. But I was doing that and I focused, and I asked God, God, please help me to change my family situation. And then today, when people see that I'm having a choir and they think maybe you want to be a celebrity or you want to be known. No. It's a commitment. When I actually asked God to bless me and I said, God, I want to change the situation in my family and I want to remove the pain from my mother because we're suffering. We used to celebrate for, I'm not talking about the bread, but I'm talking about having a meal. That for us, it was a celebration.
It was a big thing.
So I had to ask God to say, I want to stand in the gap. Kulunkulu help me to solve the situation. So when God, and then I make promise, I said to God, if you bless me and you change this situation and my mother become a happy woman, and then I will give back to those who in need. Because I did not specify how I'm gonna give back. That's when the love of music and when I achieved things that I wanted, and I said I needed to give back. Then I said I would give back to the music industry because I think I had some few friends who were in the music industry and I have seen how they are struggling. So that's why I chose the choir as a platform to say, okay, I will want to create a platform for those, specifically, mostly for those who are like me, who come on the background.
You didn't have opportunities.
Yes, that's how the choir was born.
All right.
And still today, it's still a platform for those who require the platform.
I see. I thought the Tshwane Gospel Choir started, you actually wanted to record in Dibu.
No.
Dibo, you know that guy?
Yeah.
Yes. You didn't want to record him?
No. Dibo, I call him to tell him, I want to do this. Come, can you assist?
I see. And ladies and gentlemen, for those who do not know, this man has given young boys and girls opportunities. I mean, some of them left South Africa. Oh, no, forget South Africa. They left Gauteng under your leadership. I'm talking Durban, Cape Town, everywhere. Did you do overseas? I know you do Swaziland.
I did UK for 2 years.
Yeah.
So I've done UK. I think we have traveled a lot around the world. We did all of UK, Manchester.
Yes.
You talk about Brighton, Scotland. Yeah, we have done UK a lot.
UK a lot, ne?
Yeah, we actually achieve 5-star rating on our productions. I think in both in the last year we got 3 5-star rating. So that's the highest you can get internationally in the rating, because they come and rate your production.
Yes.
So you either get 1 star or nothing, or get 2 star or 3 star or 4 star or 5 star.
Oh.
So we managed in our last outing, we managed to get a 5-star in 2 rating agents.
Oh,
yes. Wow. Unfortunately, when we were intending to go back in 2020, and then the COVID came in, but we tried to do it online, but the online is not,
it's not the same, you know.
Yeah, you don't get the same response. Yeah.
And there was a point where you had 34 members in the choir. So booking for 34 people overseas, and people think there's a lot of money in what you do.
Yeah.
How much of your own money have you used to develop this choir to what it is today?
I can't say it. I don't know. I don't even want to know it.
But it's a lot, no?
Yeah, it is.
Millions?
Yes.
Oh my God. Millions. Fella, you must know, million is still a big thing in my life, you know? And for you, I know, you say, no, just millions. Hey, millions is a lot of money.
No. Yeah, that's why I'm saying that I don't want to speak about it, you know, and but I've spent a lot of.
You spend a lot, ne?
Yes.
Do you think with what you've spent, you've gained at least half of that money back?
Not even a quarter. But, you know, that's where I can explain to you, because when I did it, was not a business.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was
giving back.
It was giving back. So sometimes you will not understand. Even myself, I don't understand how I sustain it, because God is the one that sustains it. So sometimes it's very complicated. That's why when a person, you will come and say, Bablanga, what's your budget? And I say, I don't have a budget.
And you said
let's just see what you can provide from there. We negotiate from there, because I don't put a budget, because I don't have the money when I start. But through that, God keep on providing, and God will make sure, Uguti, if before that event, there's a project that I'm getting, and then in that project, I'm making a profit, then I take that, and then I fund the choir. So it's very difficult, and I know people will say, no, but in business you can't do things without having to have a budget. And I always tell people, Uguti, in business, there's 2 different of business. There's a business that you do because you like to do and you want to make money. And there's a business that you do because it's a calling that you committed to do it through God. And then you put faith in God, and then God will then take care of that. So therefore, you can't put a budget for that.
I hear you. No.
Yes, behind your mind, you can estimate good age. This should not go above this, but the rest it happen while you.
But you know that even when you say it should not, I'm sure it always goes above, ne?
Yes, it always, yeah.
What was the vision of Tshwane Gospel Choir?
Vision was to be a global trusted brand in spiritual upliftment.
Oh, really?
Yes.
I thought it was to be an Afrocentric choir. That Afrocentric choir ends, that's culturally inclined with different cultural ethnicities.
No.
That was not it.
Yes.
Oh, it was to be a
global trusted brand in spiritual upliftment.
Oh.
So in our focus, we wanted to be trusted in terms of uplifting people, and that's our main.
Because when it started, it was more, it had that Pretoria feel.
Yes,
You
yes.
listen to Melody or Tswana.
Yes.
You can hear, it's okay, it had a bit of Venda there. There's a Tswana, Pedi, Clap and Tap, and then it had a Zulu. You know?
The idea is it is Tswana. So Tshwane, you need to represent the area because it's got the different, all the language, you get them there. So the melody at Tshwane, and then yes, was very relevant. And and it even till today, that's why you see in our cross of our performance that we cover all the languages.
Of course.
Yes.
And I remember you did Shona and Swati. Remember you did a show in Swaziland as well.
Yes.
Shona and Swati. So you're moving up Africa, ne?
Yes, and Botswana.
And Botswana, yeah.
Yes.
Wow. I know Sebenzile. And in your rendition, you like doing the Black Mambazo rendition.
Yes.
Is it because you're from Ladysmith?
Yes, one is because I'm from Ladysmith. Secondly, is that Ubab Shawalala, Ubaba wam, very close, you know, and even when he passed away, you know that he passed away in Pretoria, and I was one of the people who there was there,
Yes.
and very close. I used to visit him, and in actual fact, is the one who declared before where we went overseas that he said when we did the event to honor him, and he said, I see your group going out of this country. And
Bom Shabalala said that?
Yes.
Oh, so you were very close with him?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Plus,
I'm from Ladysmith, obviously.
Straight. And what is his name? Ntlaks. His rendition on the first DVD of Ladysmith Bheki Langa. That was a proper.
Was perfect, yeah.
That was
he actually made me proud.
You know, he outdid himself.
This and you know, even the Ladysmith Black Mambazo, they some of the guys I saw, they once commented to say, "I know you guys." Yes.
No, that was beautiful, man. Even today, this DVD right close to my heart. This DVD.
Yeah.
So now I want to talk about something very personal, but very sensitive.
Yeah.
In large choirs. You know how difficult it is running a choir, right?
Yes,
you know by now, and your eye cannot be everywhere.
Yes.
You rely that people are out there. And before I ask you this question, do you have an input in what song should go there? Do you have that musical ear to say, I don't think this fits our brand? Do you have that musical ability?
Yes, I do.
Also, you still make the final say.
Yes, but obviously, you know, with the music director, I sit down and I listen, and if I'm happy, I say yes. Yeah.
So so now, we're going to difficult questions.
Okay.
So there's a common misconception. I don't know if it's a misconception, but in a lot of choirs, it has been said that young girls becomes targets.
Yeah.
You know, they say abused, sexual favors and stuff like that. What have you done to mitigate that in the choir? Because there will be older guys or guys who seem to be in management who might maybe want to take over, take advantage. And I think the young girl has been forgotten in a lot of these things. What have you done to mitigate, to make sure that those things do not happen?
As a choir, you know, from the point you enter, we give you a proper workshop. We educate you.
Right.
We guide you. You're gonna find people, and these people, they may try this and this to you. So, but please make sure you protect yourself. Obviously, as an organization like this, some of the things you don't have control because you don't see it and guide who goes where, how to goes there. And you know, if you run a business, in the business, as much as the choir, it's, to me, I say it's not a business, but when you have brought people together, you can't really look after their life behind personal. So you try to guide and then stay from there.
Yeah.
Yes, and then say, okay, it's fine.
But I've heard you're very protective. You fight some people because they try those things.
Obviously, angithi we have clauses on our contract. Yes, if it comes to my ear and then I got to know, obviously I have to act. But in detail, as a parent, if you have a child yourself, you can't even control your own child. So what about the one that is not yours?
But no, I love the fact that you fired a couple of people because they were doing shenanigans. Hey, when I heard that story, I was like, oh, okay, respect to Babla. So you still put your foot down.
Yes.
No, that's good. That's good to know. And sponsors, Tshwane Gospel Choir, I would assume that the city of Tshwane would be your obvious sponsor. I remember there was a time where they said Randota sponsored you, but did City of Joburg, City of Tshwane sponsor you, the choir?
No, City of Tshwane did not, but promise us. They let us sign a memorandum of understanding. And then after that, I think it's politics.
Oh.
That's the issue of politics.
Nah.
At that time. But they have supported us. Some of depend which administration. This one will come in and then it seems to be close, and then the one who comes after that one will say, "Oh, he was closer to that one, therefore you must be away." So that's a life, and unfortunately we're living in the city that is very unstable, and I think is the first city to remove a mayor in the country, and you never had a mayor for full term.
Full term.
So even now, I don't even know who's the mayor.
Who's the mayor now? Yeah. How? I thought you were a comrade.
I don't know who's the mayor because you think you know somebody and
now. And they change.
Yeah. Yes.
Were you active in politics?
When I was young, yes. I was involved when I was still at school. But, I like politics. I follow politics, but I'm not.
You're not a comrade?
I'm not the front comrade.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yes.
You're a back comrade. I'm
a back comrade that I support where there's a good cause.
Where there's a good cause?
Yes.
Amandla.
Yeah.
Amandla. So, for those who don't know, Tshwane Gospel Choir, you've not only have you taken them overseas, but you've gotten them rubbing shoulders with professionals, and even international professionals. I'm talking Donnie McClurkin, we're talking James Fortune, something Franklin. Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody something Franklin in Kotlin. Yeah, the Franklin. Courtney Franklin.
Yes.
And then you've in your band, you've never really shied away from getting proper instrumentalists to make sure that the choir comes out. So I need to give you that, which and the choir, the band doesn't come cheap, eh?
Yes.
It doesn't come cheap. But the most important thing you did was when you started the choir, you got them all working. It was like a 9 to 5.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah.
So they were getting like a monthly salary.
Yes, it was like that.
With things like provident funds, and it was a proper employment.
I was trying to change life or change things in the industry, but I just realized that people in the industry did not understand the system.
No.
And it's difficult, a person who work in the gig and the person who work the normal monthly salary never be the same. If I hire you to do something today and the once-off payment and the monthly payment is not the same. So when you are used to that, sometimes it becomes we can't blame anyone, but it's a system that is there, and sometimes is a education that you will need to educate people. But I did try, but it didn't work.
Because I remember when you started Tshwane Gospel Choir, you had a solid team, eh?
Yeah.
I remember you had Bongi and Colin.
Yes.
There was Mami. There was Tiset.
Yes.
And Rixie.
Yes.
And that team, I think, took the choir.
Yeah.
The team took the choir. Because when you started, remember when you were doing auditions, it was very rough.
Yeah.
And they turned Tshwane Gospel Choir into something magnificent. I think that first sound of Tshwane Gospel Choir still rings in my head.
They did very well. I must be honest. From where we were at the time, Noguti.
Switch it off.
Noguti, they had to get to the vision and understand what I wanted and put together what they did. Honestly, that's why I respect all of them, and I know that they did their best. You know, even today when I look where we are, I know that they started. Yes, and they did their best. Yeah.
All right, so for me, the two most prominent people who was in the choir, from how I looked at things, Rexy was obviously the music director, but it was Bongi and Colin.
Yes.
And when you look at it, when at that time when I was speaking to Bongi and Colin, and it's like they felt like that thing, it was theirs. Did you sell the idea to them, guys? This is ours.
That's what we do. That's one. Remember, I come from German companies. If you work for BMW, you take ownership of a BMW. It's hardly for you that you could drive a VW, even if it's a German car. And that's why they make it even easy for you to own that brand. But what they do is to teach you the values of the brand so that you become the brand. Yeah, you become a brand ambassador. That's a way, maybe, if I could say. So that's what we always try to do, to make sure that when we bring somebody, we try to give you an understanding where we are going. We'll sit down with you and guide you with, this is a vision, this is how we want to see things. So therefore, if you are in that position, you will end up being, you take it like it's yours.
It's your own.
Yeah, and I think I've learned, because every company I've worked, and there was one time that one of my friend, and I was working for Ford at that time, and he said to me, I just want to know, which one is the best car? Because when you're working for the VW, you used to say it's the best car. When you work for Volvo, you said it was the best car. You work for BMW, is for now Ford. Now you are saying it's the best car. And
so you adopted the all right. No, I get it, because look, they might not have said it, but there had been rumors that big things were promised to, especially the management, and it seems like they didn't get what they thought they were gonna get. Did they sign for anything, or was it just in their heads?
I think it, like any other company, when you go to the company would share the vision they have, and obviously it doesn't change what is being committed to you. Is that if I employ you today, and then I tell you I want to increase the production here, and then in 5 years I want to have 5 companies, does not mean that then it means that when you will be the owner of the company. It just means that you have to learn to be a part of this. And as I compensate you, this is what I want to achieve. That's all. Yeah.
I see. All right, maybe I must. No, I hear you. And from a business point of view, that makes sense to me. Did you fire any one of them because of misconduct or anything?
I've never fired anyone. The people fire themselves.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I'm not a person who fire, even in my own company, in my other business. I hardly, in actual fact, my managers will come and say to me, in this one, we don't even want you to get involved because we know you have this heart of people, even when the person has messed up. And I just, always, say, maybe let's give him another chance. But obvious, if a person do something that actually automatically kick him out, so you can't really say you have fired somebody.
So everyone who's worked with you, I'm talking about in the choir now, they fired themselves. They can't go back and say, this man fired me.
I don't remember. Maybe I forgot where I said, Except this, I would say that if somebody has messed up, because everything has got guideline.
Yes.
You don't fire, I don't fire you, but the system fire you.
Oh.
So if you say you don't jump that line, you jump it, and you know whatever you jump that line, you are terminated. So you can't say I fire you.
Okay.
It's like you driving, but the speed limit is 120, and you drive 150. So if they caught you, do you think those police are guilty of arresting you? No.
It's the rules.
It's a rule.
I see.
Unfortunately, you see, what people don't understand is that some people operate with business guideline to say, if you are here, this is what you're supposed to do. This is what you're not supposed to do. If you do this, then means that you have canceled yourself out of this. So sometimes when those things are applied based on, not even by me, maybe by my manager, and then people say I was fired. I've worked in so many companies, and I've supervised a number of people. Like, at BMW, I had a team under me, and before I moved to the development side. When I was at Land Rover side, I was working at a team, and many people came and leave, and some had to be terminated because they came late. They were absent all the time. The system itself said, okay, you have been absent for so many days, means now is a time that you must be terminated. So those are things that people sometimes, and people sometimes won't like you for doing that.
Of course.
Yeah. But there's nothing you can do. Anything that operate, if you run anything that you want it to be successful, there must be guidelines.
And there's systems in place.
Yes. That's why when you're at school, when you are late, late at school and
they'll beat you properly.
So why do we not then go and say those that will say no teacher were bad when you knew that you're not supposed to be late?
I hate
Today, that's why you have people in prison.
Yeah.
Because they say if you steal, you will be arrested and go to jail.
Correct.
So we'll say that then the government is bad. No.
Fair enough. But what was strange for me, and I was heartbroken when this happened, when I saw the band leave at the same time. That part was very painful to me because the band also carried the identity and the sound of Tshwane Gospel Choir in its inception. So, but why would then the band leave bonke at the same time? You say, I know we are going. Because band members, it's not like a family. If this one was maybe not happy with the money, this one would go, and then that one would go. But they all left at the same time, and that was very peculiar. I didn't understand how that could happen at the same time. Were there promises that were made?
No. It had nothing to do with the promise. The band knows why that had nothing to do with the promises.
Did they want more money?
No, it's not about the money.
Oh.
They know. They know how. Unfortunately, because it's a situation of in my level where I am, I can't come here and disclose what my employee did. I can't do that. But it wasn't about that.
But did they go to CCMA?
Sorry?
Did they take you to CCMA?
Yes, they went.
Oh my goodness. So it was a big thing.
It wasn't a big thing. I think it was just a knowledge.
Yeah. Who won the case?
Sorry?
Who won the case?
That's why I'm saying I can't speak of the things of my employer.
No, you don't have to go into the details. I just want to know who prevailed at the end.
I wouldn't like to answer that because then people will be saying, oh, means this one was wrong, this one was right. Yeah. So I don't want to. Yeah, and I think it's something that it has passed for years.
Yeah.
And I'm friends with those people, and we are.
Would you still work with them?
Why not?
All the guys from the management to the band. If you had an opportunity to bring them back, would you?
We did not fight.
Oh,
we don't have issues.
Oh, you guys are fine.
Yes, I don't have any issue. It's like I work for Ford.
Yeah.
If I left Ford and then it's because I have a better offer at BMW, then it doesn't mean that I have a problem with Ford. Okay. It's an issue that if somebody say I'm being offered there,
yes,
and you say okay, it's fine. So for me, anyone has left, I don't have any issue with.
You can work with them, ne? I can
I've counted companies that have left.
Yes.
Today I can walk to any of these companies and work. Yeah. Because I never had any issues with them. But when I left, is that I was offered better. In actual fact, in my company right now, I operate with my ex-employees are now own their own company operating in my own office. When they left, and then they said they were offered a better offer than what I was said, okay, good job, go do work there. He worked, then he felt, hey, I'm not happy that side, but I want to start my own company. And then I said, okay, you want to start your own company? Okay. Don't have to go and try to hire another office. I have an office, the same office you use as yours, still vacant, come back and operate. Put your secretary there and then operate. And they are all back working with me.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and you know what people are saying? When they left, they say, yeah, ubani uhambile sizobona kusho there are issues. When they didn't know ukuthi mina naye we agree with okay, go. They offering you something better than what I can offer. And secondly, it is a now experience. Because it's what I was doing. The reason I was changing all these companies was to gain the experience, not to say that I was leaving because I wasn't happy. No, not at all. I remember there was a position that I took was the issue of me wanting to learn more. And I took a lower salary. And then even they asked me, why did you take this position when you knew that you're going to get less than what you are getting? I said, no, you guys don't know. The reason I'm here is not for money. It's for me to learn. And then after I learned, guess what? My salary was triple from there. So in the music industry, they've got this tendency where they think that if somebody work with somebody, when that person doesn't work with that person, means there's something wrong.
There's something wrong.
It's not like that.
Okay.
So if I saw something from you today, and then the next project I don't use you, it doesn't mean that there's something I got against you. It's just that, one, maybe I decided I like the work for this guy and I want to give this guy an opportunity.
Chances.
Yeah, let me try him. And or maybe it's even offering me less than what you offer. That's all. There's nothing. But people in this industry, they tend to think that whenever you don't work with somebody, there's a fight.
Okay.
It's not right. And it needs to be changed because they create a wrong perception, which is totally wrong. For example, I give you an example. Tshwane is a development platform. That's why we sign a 2-year contract with you. And after 2 years, actually, you're supposed to go. But some they go, some we retain them. We keep them to say, okay, you still want this, fine. But in actual fact, they're created as a platform, not as a permanent choir. So when you join Tshwane, you are there for the period of the contract. We either renew your contract or not renew your contract. But it's a development platform.
Okay.
Yes.
Now I understand. All right. Just to close this off, anyone who left, you've paid them, they're gone, you don't owe any of them money.
As far as I know, yes.
All right, cool. But the most beautiful thing you did, is develop artists. So when people came to you, they'll come as a diamond in the rough. But they get there, and I look at Ntlaks, I look at Tshidi Chauke, Moses Mkondo, Godfrey Mahlangu. I mean, the list can go on and on. I'm not going to count Bobo and Colin because they were artists before.
Yes.
But these ones, they came through auditions.
Yes.
And according to my knowledge, I don't want to say they were nothing, but no one knew them before they got into Tshwane Gospel Choir. So for that, I need to give you kudos. But now there's a particular one in mind who I don't know how many times I've heard these stories, and I think this is the opportunity platform. Godfrey Mahlangu.
Yes.
Everyone knows that he was a in an integral part of the choir.
Yeah.
I'd say you raised him from I don't want to say nothing, but you raised him from, you got him. He said it when he came in. He was a taxi driver. He actually got a chance. It was a chance that he came to the auditions. So he came there. You produced him to be a superstar that he is today. But it seems like when he wanted to leave, his story was opposite. You didn't want him to leave because you said you give people 2-year contracts. Apparently, he got a 10-year contract. Are those innuendos or stories about Godfrey true?
I think, thank you for raising the issue. I've heard people, I'm not a social media person, but I've heard people talking and say, hey, we hear this and this and this talking.
Correct. Because hey, this story got go through. I think we put it to bed today.
What I really need to understand, what is the story?
No, people say that firstly, you didn't want him to go. Some people say you've given a false contract, like a 10-year contract is unheard of. And there was a time he really wanted to go and he promised him a GTI. I was like, hey, guys, that sounds a bit funny. I don't know, but I think the man must really talk for himself because it seems like and in his own words, he says, I was carrying the choir by himself. But when I know the mechanics of a choir, I know that it can be. So I think maybe why is it a story in the first place?
I think, my bishop in Ntlapo just preached something that actually relieved me. One day, he was saying to us, the most people that you help are your worst enemy. The most people that would want to destroy you for doing good for them. So when I sit and I hear people saying that things that you are saying, I am saying, what have I done except doing good to him? Yeah, maybe if he can show me the bad I've done, and I know I did good for him. And when he felt that he wanted to leave, and I said, okay, it's fine. I don't understand when they say that I did not want him to go. Why?
Yeah. You never promised him a GTI.
What?
No, you promised the GTI. I'm staying.
In actual, I helped that man more than anyone. But I'm not here to talk about those things. Goodness. But in your own business, in your own life, you must know the most people who will say negative or try to destroy you are those whom when you have helped them a lot. And in actual fact, at one stage with these things, I remember where I thought I said, yeah, I will never help anyone. I actually even think, no man, even this thing of the choir, until when my bishop spoke and preached about that. And then I realized, if I just focus to one person, then I'm losing my mandate and I'm letting everyone to suffer for one person who is just saying something that is not there. But you know me. How can I claim to want to develop somebody and then you say, then I don't want that person to go? Then that's the same person. I was taking him to platform by platform, then say that I don't. But anyway, what was my benefit out of that? I never had any benefit.
Actually. So you didn't stop them, especially Godfrey, from going to Joy Celebration and to work with Mam Ribs. You never stopped those projects happening?
The project, if you talk about him going to Joyous Celebration, what I know is that he was approached to go to. Was approached by somebody, and I don't know because I wasn't involved, so I can't even conclude yes, it was true. Mom Rebecca, we work with Mom Rebecca, so
Yes,
I don't know.
DVD now.
Yeah, so I don't know what's the story about.
Sure. Anyways, I want to talk about let's leave that one. Oh no, the last one before Samba, because this one is the one that made you call me. And you said, "Homos, why do you hate me?" When Tshidi Chauke said, "No, at Tshwane Gospel Choir, they made me drive, and I was not paid enough. I was made to drive from here to Cape Town for 300 rands." And that, I remember, it caused a bit of a stir on social media. And I said, but do I tell a person to say you would? I never told anyone to say all those things. But were those was that true?
I don't understand when you say that. I literally don't understand. If you are saying, on what basis you are saying that? Because if your daily allowance is 100 rand, now I decide to say during that time, then sugala uyosebenza at Durban. Now I'm saying, okay, go there. I give you a car. I give you petrol. Doesn't mean that I must committed to more. I used to travel the world for BMW. I went to Germany. Ford. I was Japan and all over. I don't remember that because I had to travel. It did not go outside the country. I used to run across the country. I don't remember that every time I jumped to the car, I was paid as a driver or being given a car.
Yeah.
Maybe somebody need to teach me how.
So you get paid for food on the way, your accommodation.
I'm just trying to give you. Yes, when you have to travel.
Yes.
You are, say, if I say today, let's say you have an allowance, that allowance it take you for the day.
Yeah.
Does it change when you are in Johannesburg?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I don't know on what basis, you would be saying those things, and I haven't got the full content of it.
Yeah.
But maybe if it's explained in detail, I may understand it deeper. It's just that what catch me was that hint that was put. You as a media, you like to draw that piece and then chew and throw it there. Yeah.
Yes. But his argument was, he got his stipend for singing in the choir, and he also got his stipend. I think it was 300 rands for driving the choir around, the choir kumbi. But this particular instance, he was supposed to drive from here to Cape Town, and his argument was, but I can't keep getting paid the same stipend to drive from here to Cape Town than a local one. That was the.
I think his education is very important, yes, man.
Ne?
Yeah, because if I work at what I used to drive a company car.
Yeah.
I wasn't being paid. If I have to see a client in Pulukwane, then I will be paid. It's a. Maybe I'm getting lost. So what I'm saying, the education and the knowledge of how the industry work outside there. Maybe there are certain expectations that people have, but they then have to communicate to say, you see, me now, this is how I work, so that we can then tailor-make you and understand and this is how you work. Because me, in my own experience in the industry that I have worked, I've traveled. Well, I've traveled all over. In South Africa, there's no corner of South Africa that I have not traveled. In the world, I've traveled almost all big countries. We talk about your New York, we talk about your Germany, I've been there. You talk about your UK, I'm in there. And, when I'm going out, I would just get an allowance. But Nakona, it depends with what is based. But it's locally, I get nothing. Because they pay my accommodation. Maybe they should understand with different companies operate different. Yes, there are companies that will do this, but it's what the company can afford. Yes.
It's also very important.
Yeah. And also in the choir, let me give you an example. How many people can book the choir? And if you take 34 people, you multiply by any rate, you will realize that in actual fact, if you have to pay the decent pay, you will not.
You will never.
Yeah, you will not.
You will never.
So you in the choir, you try to say the little you have, everyone must get a share of that cake. Remember, I get nothing. I get nothing out of that. Not even, if I was taking it, me now or doing something, then we'll know. But this guy is greedy. He's also taking this and 1, 2, 3.
Nothing.
Yeah.
I've heard you. Straight, you didn't go around. So I know you need to go.
Yeah.
I just want to take you through your albums, right?
Yes.
We valid. I think
Okay.
I think we pendulile, man.
No,
I don't know if other people have got other questions, but I think you've answered me. From a person who's also running their own business, everything you said resonated with me. Ne? I'm not saying you are right or wrong, but it just resonated with me. Like I hear you.
Yeah.
There are times when we have to travel to Durban. The budget doesn't even allow. You can't. I get it. So Tshwane Gospel Choir came out, I think 2009. You recorded your first one
2010.
2010, right?
Yes.
At
Unisa. Yes.
Matthew, yes.
Yeah.
Matthew Hall. Ooh, we worked.
Hey, corner, it was exactly the same.
Same thing. I remember people walking in while we were still setting up.
Yeah.
People are walking in. Oh my goodness, we worked. Yes, I worked overnight. I didn't sleep. The show, when I got home, I slept for about nearly 20 hours. We worked. But beautiful music came out of that. Beautiful music came out of that.
And the learning, we all learned. There was challenges.
100%. And I need to thank you again. You gave me opportunities. I remember there were songs like Melodia Tshwane came from there. Where there was a song Paseka saying Oh my goodness.
That's a beautiful song.
Yes. And then Tshidi Chauke and Mahlo Abona.
Yes.
By Godfrey. I think that song really set.
It actually set the standard.
No, the standard very, very high. So I loved what you did with the first one. Then you recorded the second one. The second one you recorded in Joburg, ne?
The second one, yes, we did at Mosaic. Yeah.
Mosaic Theatre, yes. And then, but I love how things pivoted when you brought in Mbatha.
Yes.
To come in and run. He recorded 2 DVDs, right?
Yes.
The first one was at State Theatre, and the other one was at
Carnival City.
Carnival City. Yeah. And then that's when you brought Boy with James Fortune.
Yes.
How important was Mbatha in that process?
I have so much respect of Mr. Mbatha and his work ethic, his respect.
Yeah.
And I think as one of the person, I can say that he came at the time that where we were and he elevated us. Yeah. And his discipline. And he's got a very good heart. Yeah, very good heart. I must be honest. I respect him, and I regard him as my brother. Yes, so I respect him a lot. Not really, but I think his conduct, his respect that how he work with you, it makes you feel the love, and you feel you need also that you need to give the love to him. And and he's human. He's able to say, hey, Bablanga, this cannot work. This can't work. This it will work. And I'm easy. Sometimes people say I'm difficult. Yeah. But I'm a easy person because maybe the lack of knowledge of my music, I've got why this, why we have to do this, why we have to do this. Yes, yeah. So but honestly, I look back and I'm proud of the work that he has done today. Yeah,
amazing. His work ethic. I've had the privilege of seeing him at work. That man, and he's respected.
Yes,
and you see why he's respected. So
even the team he brings.
Even the team he brings.
He bring not just team but disciplined team.
Correct.
Yes. No. So what he is, the people he bring, they all the same.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, that's great. And Takindo, I saw you featured him twice. Is he a friend of the choir? Is he?
Not real. I just like him, and but we had a good relationship again. When we speak to him, he was very happy to feature. Yes.
And now, beautifully, you've got a show coming up.
Yes.
What's happening in that show? Who are you featuring? When is it happening?
It's happening on the 2nd.
Yeah.
And next week we don't have number of days, and
it's next week Saturday, ne?
Yeah, next week Saturday. Yeah, and we've been preparing, and I think we are ready.
Yeah.
And the team doing a good work, and and I think that from where Mbatha has put us, and then Lungelo is our music director.
Yes,
obviously, he started with us on 2016 when Mbatha started, and then he was there. So I think it's easy to move, easily.
Yes.
For him to put his stamp also, and a bit of his feel. Yeah, but I'm grateful with the team that is there, is working very well with us.
Is this a show or a recording?
It's a recording.
It's a recording?
Yes.
My goodness. And how much are the tickets?
They start at 150.
Yeah.
And then up to 400.
Up to 400?
Yeah.
Where is it happening?
At State Theatre.
State Theatre? At the Opera?
Yes, at the Opera.
So you must get 2 tickets, eh? You must
come and sit.
Just to sit and watch and see what you do, because we can say whatever we want, but the music you produce at Tshwane Gospel Choir is just short of amazing. I think you guys are doing a lot of beautiful work with you at the helm, and your wife's support. How important is your wife's support in all this?
Very important.
Boitumelo.
Yeah, no, very important. She's a spokesperson.
Yes.
For the family. So
I thought you was Susanna.
No, she's at work.
She's at work.
Client meeting.
I see. So Tshwane Gospel Choir next week is the 2nd.
The 2nd of November.
The 2nd of November. Let's all go out there in numbers at the Pretoria State Theatre. You don't have a problem filling that place up, I know. But
I think today I saw the announcement, my project manager saying, hey, we are at 80% sold out, and it's a good news for us, and we hope to
no, we need to buy 2. We need to buy 2.
Yeah.
Please, we need to buy 2.
Thank you.
Because we need to make sure that we are there. We need to support. I mean, you need to support Tshwane Gospel Choir. I love what you're doing with the kids. Myself, so I love what you're doing with them. And you came here and you did say, guys, this is what's happening. It's not a rumor anymore.
My brother, in closing, is that I wish people could understand my heart. My heart is not to cause pain to anyone. I'm just trying to do what I promised to God. And it's not even about money. But obviously, when it comes to me trying to deal with the issue of the money, yes, I will try to control. But I have nothing. There is nothing that I want in the industry. I'm not a musician. I'm not a sound engineer. I'm not nothing. I just doing this for these people that are there to get a platform. And then from there, if somebody leave, I'm happy. And he say he's got this opportunity. I celebrate. For me, I celebrate for anyone who leave right now we have a lot of members in the Lion King, about Fiso, and they would call me, Baba, hey, thank you so much. I'm dead right now. I have the other guys, Fiso is in Take, he was at another project. All those people, they will call me and say, Baba, thank you. And I celebrate. That's why anytime I say, when you need to come back and things don't work where you are, Tshwane is your home. You can just come and assist. As long as you know that you haven't done anything wrong, why do you afraid? That's why you will see, even in our live recording, you will see a lot of our ex-members coming to help. That's why you saw Andra, the blind guy that is. He's back, he's assisting us. He was the one auditioning all this. Yeah.
Amazing Grace.
Yes.
The guy was saying amazing. He's back now.
He's the one who was auditioning all the people that you see them that we did the selection.
I remember him.
He's just come and help, where we need him, and then But it's his home. He knows when he is out there and he need to help. There's a thing that he can offer. He can call to us.
Oh, wow!
And it's not only him. A lot of them.
Has Mami come and help you?
I haven't seen Mami for a while.
For a while.
Yes, that's one of the person I have not seen Mami. Yeah,
because I heard she was very prominent in helping with the vocal arrangements.
Yes, yeah. She did very well. Yeah. All that to the group about Colin and the wife. Yeah. All those people, for me, I don't have any issue with them.
Wow. Yes. Hey, you see what they say? You must listen. The person must speak for themselves. Now you must stop talking about people, because when I'm listening to Bheki Langa, I'm hearing sense. Like, I'm like, okay, this makes sense. I don't know the details, but I think Bheki Langa has made sense to me. But before you go, Bheki Langa, what would you like to see change in the gospel music industry?
Sorry?
What would you like to see change in the gospel music industry?
Why?
What would you like to see change?
I think for me, what I would like to see happening is actually a change in the whole industry. Is that one, is that people who are in the industry, they have the gospel in them. Because I think if you have that, you will have one, a support and the love of one another, of which right now is lacking. But we must just pray.
Correct.
Secondly, is for me, I would like to see the government recognizing the gospel industry and giving a proper support. Because I think our government is lacking the knowledge of knowing how to develop a sustainable music industry. They know to give funds, but they don't know how to make sure when they give those people are sustainable, they don't go back to us. Yes. So we need, if you look at how UK run, I think we can learn a lot from them with how their industry is run, because then it can help us to sustain the industry, and also the other part that I would like to see is to see people supporting artists by going to the show, buying the ticket,
of course,
selling out the venues, because then the artist will have buying power.
Of course,
they will have money, and then they will be able to sustain themselves. And the reason that most of them, they try everything, every corner, everyone is trying to do a show, is because they're trying to make money. And they don't even get the support.
Of course.
Yeah. And
they say South Africans don't have money, but the Chris Brown show sold out in was it 5 minutes?
They say 2 hours.
Yeah.
F&B is full.
2 hours, sorry, not 5 minutes. Yes.
How?
Exactly. So when somebody in South Africa does a show, especially in the gospel fraternity, I feel like even Nabazalwane, they must just play their part. Let's just buy tickets and come and support.
Yes. I mean, I was saying, even, us as business people whom say love God and they're in the industry, if everything is properly controlled, I must able to say, okay, so have a show and he need my support.
Correct.
I'm not going to be there. But here I buy 10 ticket for people who want to go, they must go and support. Yes, so that because there are people who would like to go, but they don't have money. We have such a high rate of unemployment as a country. And then we must help one another. Don't say no. But what we do is that we want to see the other one failing. Where that show was empty. People celebrate that. They don't celebrate that the show was sold out. No. So I think in the industry, if we can change that and support our artists, we'll have a better future.
Better future. Are we bigger? And what's in the near future for Tshwane Gospel Choir? Is there anything specific you're working on?
We gonna be launching our album when we finish, and then we'll tour.
You're doing the tour?
Yes. Yeah, and then we used to run the biggest crossover in Swaziland.
Yes.
Yeah, until the lockdown, they've been approaching me to say I must come back. I think next day I want to visit that and start working.
And there was a young kid you took in Swaziland to join the choir. Is he still there?
Yes, he's still there. Yeah, he's got a beautiful song on this one.
On this one?
Yeah, he's got better than Imvuselelo. Yes.
Babla, I don't know how to thank you enough for coming through, clearing the air, but most importantly, talking about the good work you're doing for Tshwane Gospel Choir. You are doing a lot for the young kids who are coming, and like you say, some of them are thanking you, but I think you're doing great work. So please keep doing what you're doing.
No, thank you so much. And thank you to all of them who have gone through Tshwane Gospel Choir. The experience and sometimes the pain they go through building the brand. We are standing today where we are because of them, because of their contribution. So they must never think we don't recognize their good work. We love them.
Hello.
Yes.
Hello. No, we beg one fact. But on the Gospel Reality podcast, our Hambin, we've got a sponsor.
Okay.
I'm sure now you're going to be one of our sponsors soon. We've got Ladysmith Langa. It's a shower gel. Shower gel. Please, we check out. If you look for more of their products, they're on Instagram at Ladysmith Langa.
Yes.
There we go, Baba.
Thank you. Thank you. You must come and promote in our show.
No stress.
Stand there and sell. I try my best to promote.
I know you always putting people on.
Thank you so much. I'm honored to be here.
We've got another one.
Okay.
We call this the hot and cold. It's a modern day flask. Keeps cold things cold, hot things hot from the Gospel Reality podcast. This is our thank you to you.
Okay.
Your time is very valuable. Umboro was here. He said he charges 10,000. When you said I'll just come, so I appreciate you. There we go, Bob.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
And my parting shot for me is: may God keep you. May the work that you're doing for the young kids, may that stay. Please do for more. Follow your calling, and then do your best. So that our streets, we always say, our streets, we must get rid of the streets. You're already doing it. And I hope and pray that companies must see what you're doing, support. In my lingene, so your productions, I've seen your passion you've got for your productions. You want it to look good. And I understand between me and you, there were circumstances, but we need to fix that one. We need to fix that one, Bob.
You come across those.
Yes. But thank you very much for coming.
Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, other than that, I'm Khotso Ibe Lilu.